Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dominions 5. We're continuing my retroactive coverage now of the tournament finals game. And we're at turn 16. And let's see what's happening. So, by now the expansion phase is mostly over. Although it looks like we had a couple more battles here. So I'm doing these guys haven't quite been published. Yeah, Legions of Steel. So one mage leading heavy cav, they have 26 protection with Legions of Steel, which is pretty bonkers. Even charging indie heavy cav does not do anything. Okay, one Black Knight took 10 HP. Here, look, he got hit by a lance for 8, a lance for 2, and a lance for 0. So this one unit got 3 heavy cav full-on charges plus attacks, right? Charge plus, the lance attack plus the sword plus the hooves. And he took a total of, 8 damage from one lance, 0 from the other, 2 from the other, and no damage from everything else. So that's how powerful these guys are for expansion. And we see so Jotunheim and Naba are fighting here, and there was a bunch of camels. Let me show them to you. So Naba is a relatively new nation in the game. They've got these are pretty cool. They've got not these. These guys are pretty cool. Battle Fright. Skirmishers, they've got composite bows, which are pretty nice bows. They cost only gold. They cost very few resources because they have no protection. So you can take... so they're kind of easy to recruit with certain scales. They actually have a decent one-handed weapon, but importantly, at the beginning of each battle, they have a falcon. And so you can imagine... The falcon actually has like a decent little alpha strike. So it can kill like really crappy chaff units, but it'll also pin down an opponent, possibly interrupt his scouting, and if they don't have a good like AoE clearing ability, it's going to take them 6 combat rounds to clear all these guys, and meanwhile they can just be peppered with arrows. And I think that's what happens here, right? Because he's blessing. By the way, Jotunheim has a monolith bless, so he's got regen, magic resistance, and looks like fire shock. So good for him. And ice protection, he's got good stats and everything. He's got 20 protection, plus he's got some cheap gear. But it's going to take him forever to actually get through all these guys. Now, he does actually get air shield off eventually, so now these arrows are going to do absolutely nothing. So, all the wonderful things I said about these birds, putting them in place for the arrows, that's not going to work against air thugs. But you can imagine if this was, if you had mages evocating, or just if this didn't have air shield. I mean, 20 protection is a lot, but 11 piercing, that's going to be against 16. 11 against 16, that can do chip damage. Now, he's got regen. I don't know if that would be enough. On the other hand, 20 protection is not enough against being surrounded by 11 slashing damage scimitars. You can just see the red numbers popping up are slightly more than red numbers. And in fact, it's a disadvantage that these guys are still shooting their bows, which are completely useless. Once they run out of ammos, it's going to be game over. This is just not quite enough protection to thug. It would be against most crappy chaff units, but this is a higher quality. 17 damage is quite achievable by a lot of nations, right? And you can see that goes through 20 protection, enough to negate even regeneration. Okay, we are going to take this throne. We have got a bunch of heavy cav in 2 sections. I pinged the throne before, so this script is actually specifically designed to fight the formation that the Indies have here. So I'll show that to you next turn when we look at the battle. And I think Oh, I'm just pinging here to get an exact number to get an exact count on the number of barbarians. But no, there's no rush because I've closed this off, so this is guaranteed to be mine. Anyways, I think that's it. We're recruiting priest-smiths. We're switching to guardians. Let's go to the next turn. Turn 17. Message from Van Heim. Oh, actually, let me show you the message that I sent to. Let me show you the Diplo, the outgoing Diplo. I've actually been sending messages to Lucid, who is casting the game as Omniscience. And so, but you'll see those messages, like if you should watch his videos of the series, and you'll see all the details that I give him there. So it looks like I didn't send a message in game, or maybe it was 2 turns ago, but I'd asked Van Heim if he wanted to have peace, and he says peace suits me just fine. Now, that doesn't mean we have a nap, but it does mean, I don't think we intend to attack each other right away. So I had pinged this, and I knew that the Indies here had like some infantry blob to the north. These guys are guard commanders, and then the archers in the south. So that's why I have these heavy cav on hold and attack archers, which will kind of aim them here. And then I have these guys on hold and attack rear, but in effect that means go plow through the infantry and then kill whatever's behind it. And then I have all these indie crossbows on fire archers because I know the archers are near their commander, so hopefully they'll kill some commanders too. Oh, sorry, I don't have my headset on, so let me turn down my speaker volume so you don't hear that twice. So these cavalry, they're trying to get to the archers, but they have to chew through all the skeleton spam to get there. But the crossbows have actually... my crossbows have actually killed all their archers, looks like. And yeah, I mean, we routed the Indies. Pretty straightforward. I think we have a little bit of friendly fire, not too much. Nope, no friendly fire at all. No losses. An event, a group of knights. So... yeah, just some PD. That's unfortunate. I don't know if I saw the scouting report for that and missed it. Or maybe there wasn't a report, but anyways. 240 people left. We got a bit of gold. And that's it. Oh, if you see messages from enemy spies trying to infiltrate the capital, that's the Omniscience mod. Because the way that Lucid is casting the game uses a mod called Omniscience, which puts these really super-powered spies in every province. And then in order to get score graphs, he's spying on the capitals, so it doesn't mean somebody is spying on us. Okay, so it turns out this is the Throne of Gaia, which is okay. We have, let's see, did we have growth 3? We have growth 3, so this growth scale is not super important, but nature gems I'll take, and a bit of dominion spread as well. In fact, this is our only nature access right now, so it's really good to get us into nature. And here I think... oh, I'm not going for these barbs right now because I'm thinking of trying to go for this throne if Ind doesn't go for it. So I don't know what Ind's plan is here. He might go for it right away, but if he doesn't, the next turn I might have the opportunity to take it. So I'm moving my forces here so that I'm ready to take the throne if it's still available. Because again, I don't have to take this. I mean, I guess Van Heim could take it with sailing. That's something that didn't occur to me, but nobody attacks into barbs just for fun. I've got a fort here. This is clearly my territory. I don't think he's going to try to take it. Okay, here we've got... we're going to retake this province from the cavalry, and we're also... no, that's it. That's all that's happening there. Yeah, I think that's all there is for this turn. Let me check quickly. Message to every nation. What did I tell everybody? Oh, I'm offering to sell Dwarven Hammers. So we've gotten... I could have done it a while ago, but we're at construction. We've been in construction 3 for a while. But I now have a few or 3 randoms, so I've been able to make some hammers, and I have enough to make my own stuff so that I feel that I can sell some to other people. let's keep moving along here. That was turn 17. Turn 18. Okay, we claim the throne. We take back the province from the knights that took it from us. Apparently, Ettins have taken a province from Pythium, and that is that. So I think what's happened here is that I've seen that End has reinforced, and he's got a pretty big army with Sacreds. Now, to be honest, my guys are pretty badass, and there's a good chance that I do beat his Sacreds, but I don't know his Bless. I don't have any info on him, and so this is a little risky. And I don't think we Diplo, but I think I just decide to go back this way and let him take this throne. Because I also don't know if he has like mage reinforcements or things like that, because he can see my army here, so he might be expecting a bump. So if he brought a bit of mage support, that would guarantee a sort of victory. I also don't know what his bless is, but he might feel confident about this matchup. If it's just like a little rainbow bless, honestly, these guys don't hit too hard. The soldier priests, if we take a look at them, well, mirror guards and soldier priests. Let's take a look. Pretenders. So the soldier priests, yeah, 16 slashing and 17 broadsword. So against 26 protection, that's not going to do much, but it's going to do some chip damage sometimes, and especially if he has like a killy bless. Like you can take like earth or fire, blood, do a kind of killy bless like that. That would make sense. There's a chance that he, and plus the numbers here, he's got 100. I've only got like 30 guys, so they're kind of going to get surrounded. There's a risk my commanders die in the back. It's a little too risky. So we're just going to clear this out, and then here we're going to go and clear these ichthyds, and that's what's happening. Let's go on to turn 19. Okay. Pythium is getting some indies. Oh, we get to see what his bless actually is. So the bless is a rainbow bless. Attack +2, magic weapons, poison resist, defense, magic resistance, undying, HP, strength, blood surge, combat speed. So, this actually isn't super scary for me. 14 attack, 18 slashing is gonna do chip damage though, and there's a lot of them. Now, they're still gonna die to my cavalry, although it might not be one shot, because they got 14 protection, they've got a lot of undying. So it's like 18 hit points, 17 defense. It's going to take a few hits. I'm not going to be like deleting these units. And so if you can imagine a row of heavy cav running in, the edges are going to get wrapped around and they'll start to nibble at them. The nibblers who win are going to get blood surge procs. Then those guys are going to do enough damage to actually chunk through. So this would not have been, I think, a great fight to take for me. It would have been close. He didn't bring any mage support. I also could have scripted my guys to have a squad on hold and attack rear, and that might have won me the battle. It might have happened. Okay, we kill the barbarians, no casualties, and unexpected events growth. Oh, Dryads, yeah. There's going to be a lot of like random Gaia events, so my apologies to the whole game, because that's always annoying to deal with, but that's that. Okay, and I think let's load up turn 20 here. Okay, we get the Illithids, Ivy Kings, and the God of Atlantis has been permanently vanquished. So I had heard rumors that there was a really early war between Atlantis and Ys, and apparently Ys has won that war as of now, so he's completely killed him off. This is very bad news for everybody, because having an underwater nation just with two caps with the ability to grow like forever uncontested is just always bad. Now there are some nations that could kind of go underwater. There's Sitis. Sitis is here. I guess Jotunheim can kind of send thugs underwater, but nobody else is particularly well suited to going underwater. Also, we now see that, well, actually, I don't know if we've done much geography. Let me just finish the turn. Yeah, there's nothing else here. Okay, so we've got Jotunheim up here. They're fighting Naba, which is somewhere over here. We've got Bandarlog over here. Ind somehow owns, like, he's a lot larger than I thought he was. So he owns this here. His capital is here. But he extends clearly all the way down here. I guess because he's taking over Naba with Jotunheim. So good on him. We've got Vanarus over here. They kind of border Bandarlog. We've got Vanheim in a blob over here. There is Sitis somewhere over here, but now Pythium apparently is attacking Sitis. A very interesting choice. And then we're kind of in a line like this. Okay, and in terms of tech, I'm going for enchantment 4 just so I can do like flaming arrows on these indie crossbows, because early game, that can be really useful. And I have an F2 guy. In fact, I have an F2 guy who's all kitted out with a temporary fire gem item, so he can just perpetually do flaming arrows forever. So the idea is to combine him with this squad and have a bunch of flaming arrows. So all right, so I guess let me talk about my plans for the early game. I'm saying this with hindsight, but let me try to be as true to original me as possible. My thinking was that I did not want to go against Jotunheim. That felt like a bad matchup to me. I was afraid of the cold kind of fatiguing my troops, because their units have chill auras. And I didn't quite have, I didn't know, like, if you went turbo communions, that might be an issue too. Just fatigue plays can be done by Jotunheim. Also, foul vapors. I do not have any ability to do poison resistance until my god comes online. So for those reasons, I felt this was a sketchy matchup. Now, Ind, I actually do feel I could handle. I have a good matchup against, because like, he's relying on sacreds, and I have fantastic sacred killing troops in my guardians. And honestly, even my knights, now that I've seen his bless, are a pretty decent matchup. But I felt that, but first of all, diplomatically, I've actually kind of hit off on a good note with Ind, so I didn't want to, like, squander potential ally for the rest of the game. And also, Ind is actually the furthest neighbor to me, like, in terms of reinforcement. Guardians are very slow moving. Just to reinforce a war down here would be kind of tricky. Now, Vanheim, I kind of like as a potential target, which is ironic, but I guess... So Vanheim is elves, but they also have berserkers, and they have air magic. So I'm going for, like, Iron Blizzard, which air magic kind of defeats. So there'd be a very narrow window to kill him. But I think my units just kill his units. Like, he has Sacred Cavalry, but Elf Cavalry is high defense that doesn't hit hard. Like, they can't really touch my guys. My guys have too much protection. So I actually think I would have a decent matchup against Vanheim. Now, logistically, it would be a pain because he could sail across here. But if I can invade and occupy this territory here, I'd be in a good position. The problem is that Pythium has expanded into here, blocking off the most obvious avenue of attack. And I'm not going to, again, if I'm not going to invade in here, I'm not going to invade Vanheim like this. That doesn't make sense. So my thinking is I'm actually going to go for Pythium first. And the reasoning is I don't want to deal with a late game Pythium Astral power. Astral is very bad for us. We have low magic resistance. And Pythium's early game troops are garbage. Well, I mean, their troops are bad compared to ours. They're just very bad troops. So my idea is let's roll with these super high quality knights that we have, and just turn that into something that can steamroll across their units, and sort of take an early advantage that way. Plus, we're going to use all these flaming crossbows, shoot at whatever backline they have. That is the plan in general. So now I know there are weaknesses in that plan. I know those weaknesses because in hindsight I know what's about to happen, but I will leave that in suspense for now, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode when we'll go through the next 5 turns. See you guys then. Take care.